Marshals returns this week with an emotional episode that escalates the stakes and addresses a real-world topic that Taylor Sheridan has previously tackled in Wind River and Yellowstone episodes: the kidnapping of Native American girls from reserved territory. This week's episode, titled Lost Girls, is the first of two in which Kayce Dutton and his team hunt the modern American West for those who have fallen victim to the horrible world of human trafficking. Marshals gets right into the action this week when Kayce runs outside to save his kid Tate, Brecken Merrill, from being crushed by the unstable stallion that we've kind of forgotten about since the second episode. After patching him up, Tate admits that he just wanted to be close to his mother through her horse, but Kayce believes that the only way he can be harmed is through his son. Meanwhile, at the Bullet and Barrel Saloon, Pete Cal Calvin, Logan Marshall Green, talks with his daughter Maddie, Morgan Lindholm, who takes another swipe at him for skipping out on her as a child. Cal tries to see their conversation as a blessing, but to his dismay, Maddie underlines that having a bar between them simply feels natural. Cal is not the only one dealing with family trouble. While out in Wyoming trying to sell a horse, Tate invites Kayce to Monica's remembering ceremony at Broken Rock, but Kayce isn't quite ready. But before they can leave the truck stop, Tate comes upon a girl named Haley, who appears to be an old friend who is in distress. Kayce notices the problem, but nothing comes of it. Cal and Belle Skinner discuss their brunch with Maddie at Marshals HQ, and she urges him to move forward. When Kayce steps in, he asks Miles Kittle if Haley's presence at a truck stop in Wyoming is unusual behavior for someone from Broken Rock. Miles instantly raises red flags, revealing that she was reported missing over 4 months ago. He suspects she is a victim of sex trafficking, but before they can investigate, Cal and Belle arrive with word that they have been assigned a new task: protecting witness Samuel LaChance. Before they can roll out, Kayce persuades Cal to let him and Miles go to the res to tell Haley's family of her whereabouts, despite their superior's warning that they should not represent the badge while doing so. Treading lightly is a cowboy's specialty, Andrea Cruz says as they head for Broken Rock. As the rest of the gang discusses the LaChance case, Belle persuades Cal to let her contact Wyoming State Police to see if they can help investigate the truck stop in issue. Meanwhile, Kayce and Miles speak with Haley's mother, Ellie, on the reservation. She describes the night Haley departed after becoming entirely dependent on her cell phone. Miles believes that Haley was met online, groomed, and taken off the reservation. But Ellie's story is not unusual. Sarah, her friend, joins them and shares her own terrible story about her daughter Ava, who has been missing for almost a year. Miles worked on the investigation tirelessly until he left the Broken Rock Tribal Police, but he could never locate her. Sarah mentions that she knew Monica, who was hoping to collaborate with her at her nonprofit, North Star, which was formed to raise awareness for missing Native girls. The rest of the U.S. Marshals protect LaChance from the comfort of a hotel room, but Belle's thoughts keep returning to Haley. "It's not our case, so don't get invested," Cal advises her. After leaving Ellie's house, Thomas Rainwater, Gil Birmingham, and Mo Brings Plenty, arrive and explain that hope is a knife that cuts two ways. They feel Miles and Kayce are spreading false optimism by informing Ellie that her daughter is still alive. But the Marshals want to change that by involving the feds. Rainwater arrives at Marshals headquarters to speak with Cal. He thanks the former SEAL for assisting Kayce with this new opportunity before requesting for extra assistance in hunting for the missing girls in question. "Of all the indignities we face, few are as insulting as the indifference towards our lost children," he explains, but he still asks Cal for aid. Meanwhile, Kayce and Miles arrive at the site and discover a man named Noah. Kayce gets a fishing lure trapped in his face after tossing a tackle box at the back of his head, which proves to be the ideal questioning approach. The next morning, Kayce returns to Yellowstone East Camp and finds Tate going through his mother's belongings. When Tate informs his father about Haley, he argues that the greatest way to respect Monica's memory is to bring his old buddy home alive. At Marshals HQ, the squad is unable to locate Bloodso before Cruz concludes that the only approach to lure him out of hiding is to catfish him. Cal, hoping to keep everything above board, conveys this to Kayce and Miles, who are preparing for fight, noting that everything must be able to hold up in court or things would not work out. This plainly disturbs Miles. considering they had already handed Noah over to Mo the night before, and given that Miles' tribal police credential was nearly snatched by rainwater after capturing a perp off the res, those anxieties return full force. But he and Kayce keep quiet about the situation. Given what the chairman's aide most certainly did to him, that's probably a good thing. When Kayce returns to the Wyoming truck stop, he runs into Haley and offers to drive her home. She reveals that her companion, Ava, was killed while attempting to flee, and that 9 other girls also want assistance. If she departs now, they will suffer as a result. Haley tells Kayce that he must let her go, and he reluctantly does. Back at HQ, Miles condemns Kayce for his behavior, and a phone call from Rainwater makes him question whether he is indeed the best hope for these ladies after all. Thankfully, with his team to back him up, the Marshals make progress. Haley told Kayce to find him at the place with the tress, which Bell and Cruz take to mean a logo for Ponderosa truck stops. They suspect Bloodsoe is transporting the girls via camper, something they would never have found if Kayce had compelled Haley to accompany him. The 2 Marshals' vehicles race toward the camper, encircling and overtaking the smugglers. In a high-speed chase, they almost run the baddies off the road before blowing their tires. As the crew takes down each lowlife inside, they realize it's already too late. The females had already gone. This part in the Marshals' epic concludes with the ominous "to be continued."